Press and Hot Toys reviews. Today we're doing another review. I know it's been a while since I uploaded. Today, as you can see, we're doing the Amazing Spider-Man 1/6 scale collectible figure review. So I'm just going to start by saying I will be doing the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure as well as this. This will be kind of like a two-parter, so this one and that one. But just for now, we've got the first Amazing Spider-Man figure. Now I know this figure's been out for a while, but I think it's just better to put out there in case any of you figures are picking it up quite late. So obviously we have the box here. It's really nice. You might not be able to pick this up on camera, but it's kind of like got a webbing design around, kind of like a glossy. Picture of Spider-Man on the front. This was one of the posters for the film, I think. I'm not really sure. It says The Amazing Spider-Man here. Hot Toys logo at the bottom. Movie masterpiece. Then on the side, just says 1/6 scale Spider-Man collectible figure MMS 179. The Amazing Spider-Man. Marvel.com, Spider-Man, MMS 179, 1/6 scale collectible figure. Nice little picture of Spider-Man. There are actually two separate pictures of the figure, so these are pictures of the figure, and this is a picture from the actual film. As you can see, it's kind of slanted, so it doesn't, all the corners don't actually match up to the box underneath, and it's just got this red kind of underbox that's kind of like the red section of the suit. Now I've got a big picture of the figure on the back. It says 1/6 scale Spider-Man collectible figure MMS 179. Hot Toys presents movie masterpiece series. Cast and crew, all the details, all the credits and everything. So you lift this top section of the box, which, as I say, has this kind of like slanted, distorted design, which I personally love it. I think it's great. Then you get this cardboard insert, the picture of the figure itself. I think, let's turn this around. No, it's not the same picture. That's quite impressive. It says Spider-Man 1/6 scale collectible figure MMS 179. Ever since Peter's parents disappeared, he has struggled to find his purpose in life, you know, blah blah blah. If you want to pause that and read it, you can. So okay, we've just got that now. Now lift up the cardboard insert, where we are then greeted by the figure. So I'm going to get it opened up, now of its packaging, for you. Okay, so here is Spider-Man out of the packaging. Just got him in quite a neutral pose. This is straight out of the box, this is how he looks. Now, these are his accessories, sorry. He comes with 4 webs, just these ones that you can just kind of attach to his hands, and then these 2 have little loops, as you can see, that fit just under the wrist peg. Really cool, I really like those, they're great for display purposes. Then you get kind of like grasping hands, web shooting hands. Then here we have kind of like web holding hands, if you want to kind of have him holding the web while upside down or something like that. Harrison pointing hands. Then we have 2 fisted hands. Then you get this additional Peter Parker head sculpt. Now I'm going to show you this. Obviously this is the Andrew Garfield version. I'm going to show you this and how you take it off in this next clip on the actual figure. Okay, so here it is, guys. Just got him in quite a cool pose. I mean, this only comes with the pretty standard cradle stand, so it doesn't come with like a dynamic stand, which is kind of a letdown. The second one did, but you know, that's the second one. You'd actually have to buy a dynamic stand for this figure, which I think really is a letdown, but he's in quite a cool pose, so that's okay. You just kind of have to work with it. As you can see, there's some great detail here on the web shooters. One thing that does really annoy some collectors about this figure is that the web shooters don't actually always match up with the hand, which they fixed on the second one. As you can see, the head with the kind of like yellow sunglass lenses, really cool. The whole suit just has a great feel to it. Now this figure, I will have to mention, has the issue with the elbows, no, the shoulders, sorry, just here. As this isn't my figure, I don't know the entire deal with that. But that's just a caution. You may, if you're buying this from a seller, say on like eBay or something like that and they've had it in the past, you might want to ask that, or there is actually something inside the instruction manual about this issue, and that's how you know that you had that figure. I won't go over the problem with that in the articulation section of the video, but that's just him for now in quite a cool pose. Now I'm going to show you how to switch out the Spider-Man head with the Andrew Garfield head. So all you're going to do, gently, I'm trying to do this as gently as possible, one-handed, just gently take off the head, and it's not even on a ball joint, it's kind of just on this kind of like square-ish joint. But, you know, the head has quite a lot of articulation even though it's not even on a ball joint. I'm just going to place that down there, and then you'll take the Andrew Garfield head sculpt and just place it. I can't really do this with one hand, but you get the point. You just kind of just place it onto that there and give it, and you'll know when it's on, and it's really simple. But now, yeah, as I say, we're just going to move on to articulation with a headless Spider-Man. Okay guys, so moving on to articulation. I've got the Spider-Man head on him now. I will show you the Andrew Garfield head sculpt in just a moment. Actually, I will start with the Andrew Garfield head sculpt. What am I doing? So as you can see here, great likeness to Andrew Garfield. Now, people have complained about this scrape on the side of his face. To be honest, I don't understand why it's there, because the suit's not battle damaged at all. But it's just got a great likeness. People don't agree, they think there's something off about it. I genuinely don't think there is. That is Andrew Garfield, completely. To me, people said about the hair being too neat, because obviously he's been inside. His hair has been crushed. Ebola. By the actual mask. So it wouldn't be this neat. But Andrew Garfield has magical hair, okay? So obviously it wouldn't. That was a joke. But I think that sculpt's amazing. Anyway, moving on to articulation. His head can slightly... It's quite impressive considering it's not actually on a ball joint, but you've got to be really careful with it. It can move up and down, side to... and then it comes off. Side to... side to side a bit, just the tiniest bit. And then left to right, the tiniest bit, but the only thing you've got to worry about is the kind of like the costume, the head, like mask area, bending and ripping and stuff like that. And you got his arms now, as I say, this is the figure with the shoulder issue. So with this one, I'm just going to demonstrate, only if you have this shoulder issue on your figure, the arms can lift up about that much. Now that's not too great for a Spider-Man figure personally. It kind of can tilt at the bicep if you work with it. His arm can lift up just here, about that much. And then it can rotate quite well. Then his wrist can rotate brilliantly. Then his torso, ab crunch, is quite good. You've kind of got to work with it. Yeah, there you go. It's just a bit better like that. Then his legs can lift up a fair amount. His knees can bend really, really well actually. In fact, that's incredible how much that can bend. But obviously you've got to worry about how long you have them in these poses, because if you have it in a pose like that for too long, the suit can get creased, as I've learnt with my Superman figure, because they are made out of relatively same material. His feet can kind of swivel side to side, but then again it just kind of moves back, so it's kind of a letdown. And his feet can go up and down a tiny bit, which I think is a bit stupid, because the Man of Steel figure somehow managed to make that go up and down really, really well. So I think that's a bit stupid. And he also does have a pretty good ankle pivot. It's okay. It's not the best in the world. But now I'm just going to show you the articulation, just popping off this head sculpt and then fitting on the Andrew Garfield one. A bit easier this time. You can see it just goes on nicely. Now I'm just kind of looking. No, that's not a fault. But as you can see on the head sculpted for Andrew Garfield, the suit design does carry on onto the actual neck. Now, his head can move up and down quite well, but again, the head kind of just does pop off a bit. Can move left to right, and he can look left to right incredibly. Now, this is miles better than the actual Spider-Man head sculpt. But one thing that you do actually worry about is if you tilt his head, say to the left, his Adam's apple stays in the same place, which looks kind of freaky. And also, when you're trying to tilt his head, it is kind of unnerving because his chin kind of scrapes a tiny bit against his Adam's apple, which is a bit strange and it's quite worrying. But that's it for articulation. Now I'm just going to move on to my final verdict. Here we are with my final verdict of the figure. So I just got him in quite a cool pose, just shooting some webs, you know. It's kind of like I tried to get it in like a catapult kind of pose, which is pretty cool. Got the Andrew Garfield head sculpt on. Obviously the camera never actually does these head sculpts justice, but I think it looks really cool. Now, my final verdict of the figure. I did mention this in the Captain America the Winter Soldier review, Stealth Strike suit. I don't really get like giving my verdict on the films because, you know, it's a figure review. It's not. I know some reviews like to do that, and I respect them for doing that because, you know, what you want to put in your video is absolutely up to you. But I don't do that kind of thing. But I just want to say, I loved the Amazing Spider-Man film. It's my favourite Spider-Man film. I was really let down that I didn't get this figure. I have had it in my cabinet for a couple of months, but it is my brother's. But yeah, it's just been really cool to have it and do this review. So yeah, I just got him in that neutral pose. It does have some issues, of course, with the sleeves. You know, it shows the wrist peg. That's why I think the new one's better, because the whole hand is connected to the actual arm piece. The web shooter's not actually in line with the hand. The articulation is not so great on selected figures. It doesn't come with that dynamic stand, which is kind of annoying because it's a Spider-Man figure. But, you know, it does have its plus sides. It's an amazing looking figure and it just goes really well in the collection. So yeah, that's my final verdict on the figure. This has been my review of the Amazing Spider-Man figure from Hot Toys. My next figure review will be the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure from Hot Toys. So stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, comment, and stay classy, guys.